Hi everyone, it's Jen again, and I'm here to do another Let's Play of a game called Kaleidoscope. According to the website, it says it's a visual novel based on a short story of the same name by Ray Bradbury, 1949. I'm not familiar with that story. A tale of isolation and existentialism, perfect for this year. How will you face your inevitable death, coming too soon yet so slow? So this theme is really intriguing to me. I like this little synopsis. It's very brief but to the point. And let's go ahead and try it out. I believe this was made in RenPy. I'm also making a game in RenPy, so I'm always curious to see what other creators are doing with the engine. This is going to be a first impressions video, so I'm going to be talking more about just my general the general feel that I get from it. It's going to be more focused on the aesthetics and the presentation as opposed to like the storytelling, character development, etc. Whoops, that's my RenPy project. Here we have the main screen. It has kind of the default GUI that you get so far from what I can see when you first create a project in RenPy. All that is default. The screen here has kind of like this nice little animation of the stars kind of having a brightness. It looks very stylized, like kind of reminds me of something like very like poppy, like that you would see on like a sparkly sticker kind of aesthetic, as in it doesn't really look like a realistic like night sky. It looks very like stylized, but the way that it's kind of getting this sparkly, glittery glow. I think that if that is the intention of the creator, then that's totally cool with me. From the premise I was getting from the website, though, I felt like it was going to be something a little bit more serious and a little more somber. So I think that I would just take the time for like these large, very bright kind of sequin-looking circles, just give them a little bit of a softer edge, to have a little bit more of a realistic like night sky look to it. And for things like these kind of streaks in the sky where there would be like a comet or something, I would take the time to have them actually appear and disappear in the animation rather than just having them kind of like glow like that. But you know, it's cool still for like a title. I love the color scheme in it, and if they're going for more of a kind of like a pop sequin style look, then it works. It's hard for me to get from this title screen what kind of mood and feeling they're trying to go for, because there's no soundtrack. I think that's the other thing that makes me think that it's supposed to be a little bit more of a somber, realistic feel to it, is that if this felt more like a subdued, like gazing at the night sky, when pondering the infinite cosmos kind of feel to it, it would be, this looks kind of like a stage light, like something like flashy, like disco or something. Let's go ahead and start. So yeah, this sound effects and this logo is definitely giving me more of like a more serious, suspenseful kind of feeling to it, that wasn't quite reflected in the title screen. This one seems much more appropriate. I think even if you just went with Okay, so they're reusing that night sky here in the background. I like the way that the text is framed with the inside of the astronaut's helmet. I think that's very cool. And how these are kind of like your hands reaching out in front of you. Not sure what the point is of having a menu here if you don't have at least two options. I like that the hand kind of changes the sprite there. Okay, I got a little bit confused already because I wasn't sure if this was somebody speaking, this is us speaking, or this is the protagonist speaking, I'm assuming. But they're talking in very, like, allegorical language, which I don't know that most people, like, think like that. So it feels more like a story narration than it feels like an inner monologue. I think it would help to maybe have this text italicized. Yeah, and I like how much emotion can be expressed with just these hand gestures, coming from a comic book and animation background is something that a lot of people can overlook. Just these subtle signs in body language. Since we don't have like facial expressions, having these hands be our form of expression is really quite different, quite unique, and is very cool. And they're well-drawn hands. I think it would be cool to have some kind of music there, even if it's not someone actually singing, but some little bit of difference to this, to the just background music that we have going on here. Maybe something with a little like radio static. It's very, I think it could create kind of like a feeling of a little bit being disconcerting, hearing somebody just kind of all of a sudden start singing in the middle of kind of like a bad situation. It's like a cope. I think it would bring more emphasis to that. That was cool. I really like that sequence there. And I think it's interesting that we still can't see any faces. I actually really like that. I don't know if I like either one of those options, but I'm certainly not going to kill anybody. I don't even know how I would. I guess like rip off his mask or something. Or his helmet. I feel like this whole background could just be like darkened, because I mean, it's an interesting contrast in some ways to have this very like light, like kind of disco show going on in the background while they're kind of like freaking out. And even the music is strangely like upbeat for what's happening. I mean, the situation that we're in, I would just head her off and just not do anything.
Everywhere I go, people know the part I'm playing. Paid for every dance, selling each romance.
Very short experience, but interesting. I would go back through and I wonder how much longer you can kind of prolong your death. I have a feeling that this might be one of those kind of games where it all kind of ends up with a bad ending regardless, but it's just kind of like, how long do you want to stretch out your pain and suffering? And I chose to like cut mine off like ASAP. But very interesting little game. I'm definitely gonna play through it again and see kind of what some of your other options are. I think that the material that this game is dealing with, I like a lot of elements with like the sprites, with just the overall like way that the text was presented to you, and how you're seeing like through the helmet. That's kind of your frame for your GUI. So I thought all that was very good. I do think that there's just little things that could be done to just kind of enhance the mood, the feeling, whether that be tweaking some of the sound, maybe tweaking some of the background. Other than that, I thought it was a really interesting little experience. And if you'd like to download it and try it out for yourself, I'll leave a link for you in the description below. Thanks very much for joining me for this Let's Play, and don't forget to enjoy the process. Bye now.